Heyo, what's poppin' everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pristine Fishing. In today's video, I am discussing my top 5 lures for winter bass fishing in Florida ponds. So, before we get started guys, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys. Thank you for joining the community. If you're already part of my community, thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. But I'm enjoying myself, so I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. All right guys, so in the winter transition, the bass, their metabolism slows way down, and basically what happens is they move deep or deeper, and a lot of Florida ponds right now, the spawn is starting. So these bass are either making their beds, already on their beds, or getting close to getting ready to make their beds. Spawn is a little weird in Florida. It spans from end of November through April, and there's a big span for these bass to spawn. So it's not gonna be every single place that bass are spawning until maybe like March, April. But right now, the bass are setting up to spawn. They are still in that fall transition, but with these cold fronts we're having, I'm sure they're starting to move out deep. A lot of them are. It's basically just a time span with different places. It depends on how big the place is, water temps. Right now, we're probably in the mid to upper 60s, and we're slowly making our way down. It's probably gonna start to drop and stay at the mid to upper 50s. We're looking at some tough winter conditions to be fishing. The advantage of that though, you're not gonna have as much pressure on the ponds. You're not gonna really have that to worry about. You're gonna have to fish slow for them and use the right baits to present to them. And that is why I'm showing you guys my top 5 picks for lures to use in the wintertime. So let's get started with this guys. Number 1, I got the Senko. The Senko is one of my all-time favorite baits. Reason being is that you can catch fish on this literally all year long. I mean, you can't really beat it. There's a lot of good baits out there. Catch them speed fishing, catch them working it slow, catching them with suspending jerk baits. I mean, there's so many different avenues to take, but these are my top 5 lures. The reason why I love the Senko so much, guys, is that you can hook it in one of many ways, and soft plastics are great because you can use it in many different applications. Throw it out there, you let it sink. Usually they'll hit it on the initial cast. It's not that hard to work this. You're just gonna lift slowly, and then it'll sink back down, flutter down to the bottom. And it's a really great way to catch fish. Another way to hook this, you have like a number 1 or number 2 circle hook, and basically you're gonna hook it through the middle of the bait. And that is a great presentation for fish. It looks like it wouldn't work and it wouldn't catch fish, but this actually catches a lot. But that's just another way to hook it. For one of many reasons, guys, that is why that is one of my favorite baits to throw year round, but I'll always have one of those tied on. Second on the list, we got the spinnerbait. I love using the spinnerbait, guys, because when it's windy and the conditions are rough, this is a really good bait to throw. I'll throw it other times as well, but the reason why I like to throw it with wind so much is because you can work this thing slow, and it's got these willow leaf blades on the back. This is gonna shine when the wind is ripping, and the bass are gonna be able to see this a lot more, and they're gonna pounce on it, guys, because you can work this slow on the bottom, you can work this in the middle of the water column. It all depends on your retrieve rate, but there's many different colors depending on what color water you're working with. If it's a darker water, I would throw a chartreuse like this, maybe with a red eye. Or if it's a little bit clearer water, I would definitely throw more of a natural looking bait like bluegill color, green pumpkin, you know, those kind of colors, pumpkin seed. There's a bunch of different colors out there, but I would consider this one of my favorite winter fishing lures. Next up, we got the swim jig. Now, the swim jig is probably one of, if not my favorite lure to throw. Reason being is I love working swim baits, guys. Swim baits, swim jigs, they're all really good, and they all get really good results. And the reason why I love throwing the swim jig so much, it's versatile. You can throw a swim jig and work that thing one of many ways. You can drop it and bounce it off the bottom. You can swim it straight up and switch up your retrieve to slow or fast. But this is actually one of my favorite jigs. I've caught a lot of fish on this, and I got this in the mystery tackle box actually, which we're going to be doing some videos in the future with mystery tackle box. unboxing them and then fishing them. It's called the MTB Challenge. Probably gonna do it in the summertime. Reasons for throwing the swim jig: I would throw a swim jig in like lily pads with lots of cover, brush. The reason why I would be throwing a swim jig is because the spinnerbait can't get through everything. It's really good at not getting hung up, but the swim jig is way better at going through brush, wood. Spinnerbait gets hung up on wood a lot. So that's why I would throw a swim jig. When the bass are really active, I throw this, just run it across the top, or if they're not as active, I'll slow reel it on the bottom and get results that way as well. That's another one of my top picks for winter bass fishing lures. Next, we got the jig. Any jig works. Got the football here, but you got football jig, you got a grass jig, swim jig's another one of them. I do love jigs, guys. That is why I have 2 of them in my arsenal. I always have a swim jig or a jig tied on. Just depends on the scenario, where I'm going, and if there's rock, grass, or lily pads. With this jig, guys, you're gonna be working it really slow on the bottom, so this is gonna be for more of you patient anglers who can work things slow and really just take the time to present this to the bass. What I do with this is I'll cast it out and I'll just slowly drag it across the bottom, and when it hits a rock or something, I'll bump it off the rock, and usually on that fall after that, it's a lot of the times where you're gonna get the strikes. But I love throwing a jig. My favorite color jig to throw is actually the Okeechobee Craw. So this one right here. Another really good one is a black and blue. You can't go wrong with a black and blue jig, especially in darker, muddy water, which in Florida, a lot of the water here is stained. So it's another good one. And last but not least, guys, we got the Rattletrap. Rattletrap is a great bait to use, especially in the wintertime, but there's a couple tricks and tips that I wanted to give you guys for fishing it in the wintertime. So a lot of people with rattle traps, they make the mistake of just reeling it in. Really, the trick in the wintertime is, since they've really slowed down and they're a lot more methodical and lethargic than they are in the summertime, where it's the exact opposite, and you'll catch a lot of fish in the summertime. By far my favorite time of the year to fish. Rattle traps, when you're working these, you really want to focus on the yo-yo technique. I actually kind of taught this to myself, and then I looked at ways to work rattle traps, and it came up with the technique that I found that works really good. But basically, you're gonna take the bait, you're gonna throw it out there, you're gonna let it sink down to the bottom, it's gonna flutter. These things have a lot of action underwater, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pop it up and just lift your rod tip straight up, and then it's gonna come out of the weeds. So basically, you're ripping it out of the weeds, and you're just letting it sink, ripping it out of the weeds, and then just try that a bunch of times, and hopefully you get the reaction strikes. The reaction strikes are really good, especially when you're pulling big bass out with rattle traps. But it's a really good bait, guys, and I would definitely recommend it. 10 out of 10. But those are my top 5 picks for lures in the wintertime. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and share this with a friend, guys, because, you know, I just want to show my videos to the world. Hope you guys like these. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys, and stay tuned for the next episode of Pristine Fishing. I'm out of here.